Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vote and create wealth from within. Hey, what is up, cousins? What is going on, y'all? I gotta play my little Bob real quick, hey? Because I'm just that super excited. It's a lot of chaos going on, but it's also a great time. Like never before, a great time to do something different. Let me go ahead and get started over here, okay? I ain't gonna hold y'all long at all. I'm not gonna hold you at all. What's going on, Sister Denise Martinez? Hello, hello, and hello. Y'all already know what it is. If you're over here, go ahead and share with somebody real quick. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and share with my Instagram cousins, 116 of them that are active right now, and then I'll go ahead and get started. Okay, that is the cost of admission over here. Welcome if you're here for the first time. Welcome back if you're returning. But the cost of admission over here is a simple share, tag, like, follow, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, engage in the chat. That is it. That is all. Absolutely free. Doesn't take a millisecond of your time. Okay. Now that I've said that, let me go ahead and welcome my cousins over here on Instagram. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing popping. What's up, Instagram cousins? What is going on, family? Y'all already know what it is. When I come through, I gotta pop out. Okay, I come out to disrupt. Period. Go ahead and do what you already know what to do. If you knew, I'm not talking to you, but I'm about to give you a set of instructions. Okay. If you returning, you already know what it is. Go ahead and share this with somebody, to the DM, to the story, however, wherever you got to share it on this platform. Let's beat this algorithm, okay? It is human being versus robot. So help me beat the robots, okay? And I'll help you beat the robots, period, point blank. Also, it helped me reach the people that I'm supposed to reach, okay? If it ain't you, it's them. So let's share, friends. Let's go ahead and dive off into this real quick. Let me get my receipts pulled up, okay? Because I need y'all to see this. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. See if I can get these pulled up for y'all real quick so we can just rock and roll. I ain't gonna hold y'all here at all. Not too long, but y'all gotta see this. Let me go over here. Where was that at? Let me close this out. No. While y'all waiting on me, let me know how y'all doing. How you been? Are you good? What's going down? Okay, 1023. See if I can get that up here real quick. Okay. I want y'all to hear this. And I want y'all to see this. Okay, I think it said 1033. Right here. Let me make sure it said 1023. Okay. I'm going to share with y'all the reason why I'm playing this. I'm going to share a couple of things real quick, okay? I'm going to be sharing right now because I have came by here and told my cousins, whenever I come by here, y'all already know what type of assignment that I'm on. I've told my cousins time and time and time and time and time and time again that these folks have an agenda, and the agenda don't never benefit the slaves. They just don't. Hate to be so blunt and say that, and some people may be like, that's derogatory, but that's the way they look at us. They call us consumers on purpose, okay? Everything that we see happening right now is a real life skit, okay? It's being played out before us, things that are being done on purpose, for a purpose, Fed Now. I know there was a lot of buzz about Fed Now last year, because they implemented the digitalized system into our banking system. Now all of our banks has set up their systems, and for the ones I guess that maybe didn't cooperate, or maybe they had too many branches, or whatever the case may be, they shuttered and shut down. So half of the banks is closed down. The other ones that are still standing, still remaining, now have this digitalized system. This dollar is being crashed on purpose. Literally. If you follow Donald Trump, I do not. Okay. So I get it after he didn't already posted it in his community. When the media then got a hold to it, or some trusted sources, not the mainstream media, but some trusted sources that I roll with, that I listen to, that we partner with, once it reaches them, okay, that's how I get it. But he already posted, just like they made, I think it was 24.76, something like that, $1 million. I talked about it, how he has his community. It's called True Social. And that's where he dropped all his gems. But there was a person who came out and said, Donald Trump is actually crashing the stock market on purpose. And he reshared it to let people know this ain't cap. This is exactly what I'm doing. It's supposed to be a brilliant, genius move, business move, okay? Something like that he's doing, but it is to crash the dollar so that the new digital dollar can go full throttle, okay? The crypto, the meme, everything that these organizations and big businesses and tech giants and all these other people, they have already set themselves up and prepared themselves, and Fed Now was the catalyst behind all of that. We don't have no digital currency, okay? We don't have, our community is not prepared for what's about to pop off. So this is a police officer. I've been telling y'all they gone, and the reason why I said all that is to bring y'all here. The number one goal is to give everybody universal basic income. You must resist that. Hear me loud and clear. You have to have something in place that you do not become a victim of the system. Many already are, but an even greater one, okay, to this system. Universal basic income is not good. So I'm going to let y'all hear from a police officer that universal income is real and it is coming to a city, to a neighborhood, to a street nearest you, period. That being said, I'm just going to roll it so you can hear it. He's talking about a group of people trying to jump on him and his organization, and how he had to go ahead and put them in a place. Y'all can go ahead and watch this at your own leisure. I just want you to hear from a police officer. His name is Officer Tatum. He is an active officer telling folks. He shares the truth on his channel, okay? Doesn't matter if he's a police or not. He has a platform where he can share. He's a big, big wig in the influencer space, but he keep it real. Here we go.
Income and these nut jobs that have no education.
Let me wind it back a little bit.
Of people that got to work in America, which we all know they're going to end up creating universal income, and these nut jobs that have no education, that cannot have a disagreement with somebody without being violent and cussing and spitting and being crazy, they're going to be the ones getting universal income because they have no skill to do anything in the workforce.
I'm going to rewind that back. And then I'm going to show y'all receipts. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe him, maybe you'll believe the lying media, okay? This is the goal.
Of people that got to work in America, which we all know, very disheartening to me, that the next generation of people that got to work in America, which we all know they're going to end up creating universal income, and these nut jobs that have no education, that cannot have a disagreement with somebody without being violent and cussing and spitting and being crazy, they're going to be the ones getting universal income because they have no skill to do anything in the workforce.
Okay? This is what it's coming down to. You don't have skills to be a part of the workforce, you will become. Not a if, not a maybe, you will be, okay, on universal basic income. Period, point blank. That's where you're going to end up. This is being done on purpose, okay? Let me go ahead and pull up. Hold on one second. Let me pull up this next little clip. So you can, hold on one second. Let me just do the. Let me let y'all see this real quick before I rewind it back. This is happening right now. Told y'all it's going to get extremely crazy and chaotic. Didn't matter who took office, okay? Did not matter. This is happening in every state. New York, California, Texas, Boston, everywhere, okay? This is happening in every state. Mass protests. Stop Donald Trump. Stop Elon Musk. They tearing our country up, okay? These are massive protests. People are getting knocked out. People are getting beat down, stomped out by going out here to these protests, out here trying to protest Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Those two, according to these people, need to be stopped, okay? But I'm going to bag it up just a little bit. All right, here we go. Trump reposted, this is exactly what I'm doing. It's supposed to be some genius idea, okay? But I know a whole bunch of people that it ain't going to be so genius to. Those that are in position will become very, very, very wealthy by the games that he playing. That's what it's intended for. It's intended, okay? Let me see if it starts right here. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Right here.
Exactly what is said. I don't even know what tariffs mean.
Wow. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that.
I don't know. Let's just go.
Trump is crashing the stock market by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose. And this is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now, here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? To push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May. And those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also weakens the dollar and drops mortgage rates. Now, it's a wild chess move, but it's working. Now, you're probably wondering, what about his tariffs? Well, I'll tell you, it's a genius play. It actually forces companies to build here to dodge them. It also forces farmers to sell more of their products here in the US to bring grocery prices way down. We've already seen this with eggs. Now, remember, 94% of all stocks are owned only by 8% of Americans. So Trump...
Okay? So this is the game that he's playing. Trump posted this so everybody could know this is exactly what I'm doing. But I want y'all to pay attention to key words that was used in there. This weakens the dollar. It kills the dollar. Let me rewind that back so y'all can hear it again, because you need to hear it. This is only going to make the people that are in position wealthy. This is going to make people who is not out here mining for gold, but actually providing the shovels. Okay? We just heard Officer Tatum say universal income is going to be a must for those who don't have a skill in this new market. You don't know what you're doing? That's a lot of my cousins, okay? But let's go back. This is what Donald Trump wanted everybody to know. People that are in position ain't tripping. This is such a bomb move for them. This positions you for long-term generational wealth. They celebrating it. They welcome it. I mean, from Congress to literally everybody except those people you see out there going crazy. Okay? But everybody welcomes this because they know this. They know when the market is terrible. They know when there is a pandemic, when there is a crisis, when there is a disaster, an emergency declared. That is the greatest time to get wealthy. The greatest time to get wealthy. And I'm not talking about paper wealthy. I'm talking about asset wealthy. That people will be like, that's crazy. The stock market is going down. You don't even know how much people bought homes for when the housing market crashed in 2008. You don't know how Uber, DoorDash, Netflix, YouTube, every Pornhub, every digital platform became billionaires during a pandemic. We ain't even got to take it biblical. We don't even got to take it biblical. In the year 2K, when the .com, all the power was supposed to be going off and there was mass pandemonium, fear, trepidation, the .com, boom, started booming. The greatest time to get wealthy is always when it's an economic crash, some type of emergency, some type of situation, some type of hardship, because there's always going to be two types of people, those that get poor and those that get rich. Let's roll this again.
Posted this video. Let's see exactly what is said in here. That is, I don't know. Let's just go.
Trump is crashing the stock market by 20% this month, but he's doing it on purpose. And this is why Warren Buffett just said Trump is making the best economic moves he's seen in over 50 years. Now, here's the secret game he's playing, and it could make you rich. So why is he doing this? to push cash into treasuries, which forces the Fed to slash interest rates in May. And those lower rates give the Fed the ability to refinance trillions of debt very inexpensively. It also weakens the dollar.
It weakens the dollar. It kills the dollar, what he's doing. But guess who's getting ready to get rich? And what aspect are they getting ready to get rich? Crypto, digital, okay? Him and Melania has already made millions, billions probably, okay? They probably already surpassed the million mark onto the billion mark. So is his son, Barron Trump, and his other children. Mark Zuckerberg, GameStop, they closed down all of their facilities just so you can be able to bet or buy crypto. Let me let you see the receipt. All right, here we go. Telling y'all this a game. It's a game that evil people is playing. This is a game that evil people is playing. And the crazy part about it is my relatives, okay? GameStop has their own coin, crypto coin that is, with a 24-hour trading volume of $550 right now. 550,000, excuse me. Let me put some respect on their stuff, okay? GameStop CEO purchases $10.7 million in GME stock after Bitcoin push. This is the reason he shut down all of his locations. There will not be a GameStop physical location. Why? Because they are now crypto based. Okay? They invest in Bitcoin with $1.3 billion bond sale. It costs them too much to keep a regular physical brick and mortar building selling video games. No, they can become rich for the rest of their life and their mama's life, children's life, grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren's life off of the moves that's being played right now. And guess what? You can too. But this is what's going on. Okay? This Donald Trump dude is crashing the market on purpose. And guess whose money he's taking away? The billionaires. It's the billionaires pulling out billions of dollars. Right? They have to. They're panicking because they have to pivot now. Okay? They're trying to say, oh, it's because he's doing tariffs. No, it's because he got a new system. Jim Cramer warns of Black Monday market crash over Trump tariffs. Everybody's saying this. Black Monday trended on X. Experts warn Trump tariffs could trigger a market crash that has not been seen in hundreds of years. Okay? Straight up. This is what's trending. How a stock market sell-off could become a financial crisis. 3 hours ago, the stock market's decline has some observers starting to think about the worst case scenario, which is a financial crisis. Donald Trump came into office and said that there was going to be a financial crisis, an economic catastrophe. When he, on day one, took office, he declared an economic emergency. So he can do this. Your girl been putting y'all up on game for a long time. Okay? Trump declares. Yeah, here we go right here. Okay? I guess he just declared another one 4 days ago because he declared an economic emergency when he got into office in January. But yeah, 4 days ago, Trump explained his national emergency and the worst U.S. tariff since the 1800s. My. I got the video. I have the media of Trump saying, yeah, there is going to be an economic disaster. Let me see if I can pull that up so y'all can hear that. Okay? Let me see if y'all can pull this up so you can hear it. Because I got it. Trust and believe. Hey, Sister Samina and Sister Shore 73. Man, they not playing no games out here. I advise you not to play none either, beloved. This is the name of the game. And if you ain't where you need to be, you're going to suffer, beloveds. I think I need to go to January. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah, here we go. Listen at this.
We have an economy that's so fragile, and the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump did. It's just running off the fumes. And
hold on, let me send it to my chat so y'all can see it. Okay? I'm gonna run this thing back. This is all a part of the game plan. This is what this is. And after I share this, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I'm here for. Please don't miss what God is doing for his people. Please don't miss that, because what's coming, you won't be able to make it without some type of instruction, without some type of help, without some type of preparation. You will not be able to help yourself. You just will become a victim to the system. Period, point blank. Let me go ahead and pull this up so y'all can see that. Okay? And like I said, I'm not going to be here long whatsoever. I know this ain't popular and fancy, but y'all going to remember, this woman came by here driving a nail in the coffin, literally. She wouldn't let up. It's on purpose. Okay? They started talking about this in November of 2023, but I'm going to show you recent. AI is coming for our jobs. Could universal basic income be what every American will get? Elon Musk has said it just like a month ago. Okay? 7 months ago, the end of required work, universal basic income in AI. AI is going to be the reason why you have to get on universal basic income. You don't have a skill set. In order to work and thrive in this new marketplace, you need a skill set. Okay? Will AI make universal basic income inevitable? Advocates argue that not only will AI make it necessary to provide some form of universal basic income, but it will also be the technological leap that makes it possible. Okay? AI Godfather says universal basic income will be needed. Okay? Elon Musk predicts universal basic income will take off once AI replaces workers. What I be telling y'all to share, it be real. It's human versus the robots. But universal basic income, you have a police officer telling you, yeah, it's going to happen. And the people that is not going to be able to make it is the people who don't have no skills. What skills? Technological skills. That's the way the economy, the market, Trump said, America will be the crypto capital of the world. Okay. Trump vows to make U.S. undisputed Bitcoin superpower. Said it on live TV. Together, we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world. He campaigned on this. That's all digital. That's all digital. So this is what is happening to us, brothers and sisters. Okay? I'll come over here. Stop the share on that. Get out of that. Then I'm going to come over here. Hold on, y'all. So all this is being done on purpose. Okay?
An economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months, because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. The one president, I just don't want to be Herbert Hoover. But what they've done is incredible. What they're doing with all of this money, the trillions and trillions of dollars of waste. An economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next.
Not if there's a crash, but when there's a crash. We're crashing out now. Right as I'm speaking, we're crashing out now. And he did this deliberately to crash us out so that a year into his presidency, the crash doesn't happen and they say, oh, you tore our economy down. What is happening now? It doesn't fall on him. It falls on the previous administration. Out of his own mouth. It's happening now. They have to implement a new system. They've been trying to cut this, shut that down, bring this over here, bring that back. We was too far gone. We was too far gone when he did this interview. Okay? So now there's a new way. It's going to make people that are in position very, very rich. Very, very rich. Notice I didn't say wealthy. I said very rich. Because you can be paper rich and wealthy poor. For real, for real. With that being said, y'all, you already know what time it is. What do y'all need to be doing given that type of information? If you have none of these things, no knowledge about crypto, I don't even want to get in crypto. All you really got is cash. Huh? All you really got is cash, which is being weakened by the tariffs on purpose to crash the stock market, to implement a new system. What y'all gonna do? Because it's not coming, it's happening. It's happening now. It's not coming. It's happening. Let's see why he don't want to be the next Herbert Hoover. Herbert, I think his name. President Herbert Hoover. Okay? This is him right here. This is what he don't want to happen to him, okay? This is what he just said by his own admission. I don't want this to happen to me. I'm going to play it again one more time so y'all hear it, especially for those of y'all just coming on up in here. Not if the stock market crash, but when. And I hope it happens in the first 12 months. After 12 months, they can't blame it. After 12 months, they can blame it on me. Prior to me being in office for 12 months, they cannot. But this is exactly what they did to Herbert Hoover in his 8th month, which I will show you in a minute.
An economy that's incredible. We have an economy that's so fragile. And the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did, what the Trump administration. It's just running off the fumes. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months, because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. The one president, I just don't want to be Herbert Hoover. But what they've done is incredible. What they're doing with all of this money, the trillions and trillions of dollars of waste.
Okay? Not if. He did not say not if we have a stock market crash. Well, I'm going to stop a stock market from crashing. He said when, and I hope it be in the first 12 months. Okay? So now that I've showed y'all that, I'm going to come over here and show y'all what happened to Herbert Hoover, the one he don't want to be like. Okay? The stock market crashed on Thursday, October 24th, 1929, less than 8 months into Herbert Hoover's presidency. Most experts, including Hoover, thought the crash was part of a passing recession. It was not. It was the very crash that caused the Great Depression. So I'm telling y'all right now, what's happening is happening on purpose. And there's only going to be a particular people that will prosper in this next crash. It's happening. I can't even say next. Okay? They are losing money like people losing weight on Ozempic in real life. 10 billion gone from the stock market. Okay? Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, all of these cats lose billion. I said 10 billion. Australia then lost 150 billion. Okay? Now look, I told y'all there's always two type of people. I told y'all. Okay? Over here, you got the Australian stock market. We done lost 10 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, Bezos, and Musk, they each lose more than 23 billion. I said 10 billion. When I heard about it the other day, it was 10 billion. But they each lose 23 billion after Trump's tariffs. They each lose. Keyword, each of them lost $23 billion in the stock market, right? But I tell y'all, there's always two types of people. Look right on over to the right-hand side of the screen. Okay? Zuckerberg and them, and these are recent articles. This was 1 day ago. Zuckerberg lost $23 billion each. But Warren Buffett.
The announcement of U.S. President Trump's far-reaching tariffs.
You can't even touch the screen. There you go. I have a touch screen. While They lost $23 billion each. This old man right here, Warren Buffett, made $13 billion. While billionaires are losing billion, he's making billions. There's two types of people. Whenever there's a recession, whenever there is a crash, whenever there is a pandemic, there's two types of people that's going to surface. Those that lost and losing, and those that gained and got more. You get to pick and choose what side you're going to be on. What's different from Warren Buffett than Mark Zuckerberg? Mark Zuckerberg, who was the other ones?
The announcement of US President Trump's far-reaching...
Come on. Oh, and Elon Musk. Bezos, Zuckerberg, and Musk. Two types of people. Which one will you be? That's my question to you. Which one will you be? Because it's already happening. It ain't no it's coming. I done showed you way more than enough information for you to go and do your own research and position yourself accordingly. 3 hours ago, the Dow future falls 900 points as Trump tariff market collapse. 10 billion erased in minutes from the stock market. My. ASX recovers, but 100 billion still wiped out. Hedge funds, ETFs dump over 40 billion in stocks. Do you know how much money that is? Meanwhile, Warren Buffett's uncanny wisdom is highlighted by stocks. Okay? This man is making money. There's a lot of people making money, good money. It's all about what you know and who you know. Okay? Robert Kiyosaki, he ain't lost no money. The rich is getting richer, and the poor is getting poorer. Okay? There's going to be two types of people. Those that fight and those that flight. There are going to be two types of people. Those that sink and those that swim. This is being done on purpose. And that is why I press the gas pedal every single time about the seriousness of what's happening and why you should be on board. Okay? With that being said, I'm going to come by here because whenever there's some bad news, there's always some good news. Always two sides of a story, two sides to a coin, two sides to a trial. Everything has an expiration date or the other side, negative and a positive. Two sides to a battery to drive a car, okay? Two sides to a battery to power a house. Always two sides, okay? I just showed you what they're doing. So you make your next move your best move. I need some skills in the digital space. I need to have me some digital assets, since that is becoming the new asset. There's only 3 classes of assets. Paper is an asset, real estate is an asset, and gold is an asset. Okay? Credit is an asset. Real estate is an asset. Crypto is an asset. All of these type of things, okay? These are assets. So now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Let me share this real quick. I always try to come by here and tell y'all, look, get your credit together. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. You're going to need to leverage it. If you don't need it now, you're going to need it. You understand? Everything's going digital. Hint, hint. Credit is digital. Credit cards are digital. Loans from banks, those are digital. You're going to need digital assets because the dollar is going to die. It's already dying. Okay. I was going to show y'all the GDP and the US debt clock. There's no way we could make up for all the trillions that Biden and Kamala and that whole team sent abroad. That was done intentionally too. Took all the taxpayers' dollars. People came over here and lived like Beverly Hills, Hollywood. 1,600 in food stamps. These people came over here and lived off of our blood, sweat, tears, and labor for free. And they shipped all of our money overseas for wars. They don't have no deadlines, no peace treaties. I'm most angry about that. You bankrupt your citizens of this country, but we got to pay taxes to live here. We don't even get to pick and choose whether we want to pay taxes. We don't get to say, you know what? I won't participate in that because I don't want to pay taxes. We don't get to pick and choose that. If you don't pay your taxes, you go to prison, period. Ask Wesley Snipes and anybody else who has gone to jail or been investigated by the IRS for tax evasion. I'm not talking about you go to the county jail, you don't. That is a federal crime. You go to the feds. They give you 10 years, you're doing all 10. There ain't no half time, no 85% time. You're doing your full maximum amount of time. All for not paying your dues to live in America. Meanwhile, they can take your money and they can create stuff in laboratories that will come back and bite you in the butt. They can send money over for transgender surgeries and for condoms and to explore the rainforest and to take care of trees better than the citizens. Y'all did that on purpose. Now this new administration is coming in, implementing a new system because y'all done jacked up the last system. And this new system that y'all implemented, a lot of people are not ready for it. Which means that because a lot of people are not ready and a lot of people are not skilled, we need to do something that's going to help the people. Let's just offer them universal basic income. Give everybody a clean slate. We're eliminating the Department of Education. We're eliminating the IRS. We're eliminating these programs, okay, on purpose. Because they've had all this fraud, waste, and abuse in it. You know, it was just so sad. Just look at what they did with your money. So now we need a reset. Okay, we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to get rid of that so we can implement this. Please don't get caught with your pants down. Do not. Don't. Okay? With that being said, let me go ahead and share this real quick because I need to get up out of here ASAP Rocky. Is it this one? Okay. I don't know if y'all are aware, but there are 3 laws that have been passed by Congress, okay, to help you permanently remove late payments from your credit. I know my people wasn't put up on that game because they trying to distract us with all the other shenanigans. But there are 3 laws that just passed Congress, okay? Any payments during COVID-19 are required to be deferred or forgiven. That includes PPP, that includes any loans, that includes EDD, that includes anything that is reported on your credit during COVID that happened, okay? You can have it removed. Hello, somebody. Whatever debt you accumulated during COVID, hint, hint, any debt, okay, that you accumulated during COVID, you need to go look up the dates. What debt was accumulated during COVID? I need to go look at my report so I can figure it out. Put a 1 in the chat if you caught what I'm saying in a roundabout way. Let me know you understand. Okay? Hint, hint. This is called code talk. You know, this type of stuff get you. Okay, you trying to tell people. Put a 1 in the chat if you caught what I said. Any financial dealings is being reported to your credit report during COVID, okay? It is required to be forgiven or deferred. Any debt, okay? You have a right to privacy. If you consider your late payments to be private information, they must be deleted from your credit report. Let me ask y'all, do you consider your financial transactions to be private information? Do you want people to know that you got late on your car payment, your house payment, on your cell phone or whatever payment? Do you want people to know that when they go look at your report? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Because if you want it private, it can be removed. Okay. Any transaction between you and the creditor are required to be excluded from your credit report. I'll say that real slow. Any transaction, financial transaction. Okay? Any financial transaction between you and the creditor. Don't matter if it was Capital One. Don't matter if you was renting an apartment and you couldn't afford it no more. You got evicted. Don't matter if your car got repossessed. Any financial transaction between you and a creditor are required to be excluded from your consumer report, meaning it's not supposed to be visible. It's supposed to be omitted, left out. Okay? Okay? If any of those 3 apply to you, you need to go ahead and hit them up and get it off. Okay? But you can't just pick up the phone and be like, yeah, I need the one for COVID. I need that one. Okay? COVID was a time when they turned this out. Listen. According to this consumer law, baby, that just passed in Congress, baby, you got to take that off. Any debt I accumulated during COVID. Now, I'm going to need y'all to go look and see how long COVID lasted. And when they actually said COVID is not a thing anymore from the start. 2020. I believe it was like in 2023. Any debt within those 3-year time frame. Don't ever say Dr. T ain't gave y'all nothing for free. But listen, I got the whole entire hookup for you. If you want it, to get this junk off your credit, because you're going to need it. 150 million people will lose 100 points to their credit score as soon as they get done with the Department of Education. And now your loans become due on demand, not in forbearance, not with an income-based repayment, not forgiven, due on demand. 150 million people will lose 100 points on their credit score. Okay? I will let y'all get this game right here for $97 and go ahead and get that removed according to the law. Okay? That's something you can use for yourself. And that's also something you can have for a digital asset to help other people and yourself so you don't end up on universal basic income. Anybody want that for $97? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay? Keep it moving. You keep it moving. Let me go to the next one because I'm winding down for time. I'm gonna give y'all, and you can get all of this, okay? You put a 1 in the chat. $97. Originally, I would charge you more than $97, but it's $97. Here goes some more game. If your debt collectors cannot or they fail, you need to court. Okay, I'm finna come off. I'll be off and give me about 10 minutes. If the debt collectors that is reporting negative things on your credit report fail to provide any of the following 5 items, you do not owe the debt. This is how you legally get yourself out of bondage, which is debt. The word says if you a borrower, you are a slave to the person that lended you whatever debt. You a slave to the lender. Also, it says the wicked borroweth, not the righteous. Hello, somebody. Okay? If they can't provide name and address of the original creditor, not the one who bought the debt, but the original one, amount of the original debt, not the amount that you bought it for with your fees included on it, okay? Proof that the collection agency has the right to collect the debt, which they do not. You cannot sell. I cannot come over here. You cannot borrow from me $250 and then I turn around and sell it to Denise for $500 and now she starts collecting against you. That is illegal, straight up and down. You didn't do business with Denise, you did business with me. I don't have the right to sell $250 debt that you owed me and make it $500 and now you have somebody else pursuing you relentlessly. Now you owe them $500 instead of $250. And you ain't never even did business, okay? Any judgments obtained, like you know how you didn't go to court and there was an eviction placed on your record and there was a judgment obtained, there was a wage garnishment, there was a lien, that is illegal. If they can't provide proof that a judgment was obtained for that debt, it got to be deleted. It got to be removed. And number 5, proof that the debt hasn't passed the statute of limitations. I gave y'all a perfect example. Passing the statute of limitations means if your debt is getting ready to expire on 4/8/2025, that's your 7-year mark, and I call you today on 4/7, and you pick up the phone, okay? If I say, hello, is Denise Martinez speaking? She said, yes, this is she speaking. She just identified that she is Denise Martinez, the original debt holder. I say, hey, this call is being recorded for training purposes. Can you please confirm the last 4 of your social? 2225. She just confirmed that she is the original debt holder of this debt. She verified who she is by her name, and she also confirmed I was speaking to the right Denise Martinez by her social. That technically gives me the right to add that debt back on there for 7 years with my new name, the new agency, the new debt collector, the new creditor. Not the old one you did. This is how they keep debt on your report for years. It's a hustle, okay? For $97, you can get a bundle that will get this stuff off of your credit report, especially them late payments in 24 hours. So 24 hours, it could be gone, okay? I also got a charge off. If you got charge offs on your credit report, reporting, those are murdering your scores. They already got paid for the debt that you defaulted on. Okay. They put that remark on there to let everybody know that I had to settle the debt for lesser than what they owed me. It's a very bad mark on your consumer report. And they did not send you a 1099, which is really a bill of sale for the charge off that they sold and got paid for. You can have those removed in 24 hours, okay? Normally, each template is $97. I will give you the student loan debt elimination letter. I will also give you, okay, the charge off in 24-hour removal play. That's a template and a play. And I will also give you a bundle on how to get them late payments removed in 24 hours. Okay, $197 for all three. Each one you can buy for $97. If you want the bundle, put a 2 in the chat. Okay. Next, I have a credit sweep. I have a credit sweep, and a credit sweep will sweep you real clean, okay? Instead of you buying all three and all that. No, get this credit sweep. This credit sweep, I have a all 3-in-1 credit sweep. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Have that junk removed from your credit report in 7 days or less, and then go get you some money. Well, why do we need to get money if the dollar is going to be weakened? Because you need to go exchange that money for hard assets. Warren Buffett is rich because he is into real estate. He leverages other people's money from the stock market to buy good debt, real estate. That's going to make him passive income forever. Okay? Even after he's gone, system clutter is just slowing your PC down. I'm not renewing nothing. Get up out of here, Satan. Now you don't even want me. No, I'm not resolving now. Hold on. Let me make sure. They want me to click on it so bad. I'm not. Hold on 1 second. Go away. Well, you're going to stay there today, okay? I don't care about none of that. I'm just going to restart my computer. I'm not clicking on that because that's a scam. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. Because that's where I was going. Oh, it won't let me see mine. See if I can get to it this way. Okay, cool. This is the benefits of credit sweep, okay? Give me 223 points, one sweep. Woo! You up 223 points. If you had 223 points added to your credit score right now, what would your credit score be? Let me know in the chat. If you had 223 points added to your credit score, what would your credit score be right now? And I need to try to figure out how to get this off. Hold on. That's how I know this ain't something that's supposed to be here. Because your only thing is to resolve it now. I don't want to resolve it. I want you to move. That's bothering me to just sit there. How do I get it off? All right, it's just going to stay there because I'm not clicking on it. Y'all, come on, talk back to me. How much, what What would your credit score be if you had 223 points added to your credit score? And you can actually have that in 7 days. What would your score be? Okay. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not going to wait a whole bunch of time because you just can't wait. Okay. Okay. What would your credit score be if you had 193 points added to your credit score? 193 points. What would your credit score be? Okay. This is the results of a sweep. Accounts are removed. Bye. They are removed. Never to come back because they done by the proper channel. Okay. Credit inquiries. Everything. This account was removed. That's 12 accounts with one sweep removed. That is how the 223 points was added. That is how the 193 points was added to their credit scores because of the sweep. Okay. I have the 3-in-1, all three TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit sweep with the 200K funding play that you can go run as soon as the sweep is done. Okay. For $197. You can put a 3 in the chat for that. Okay. Moving on, and I'm almost done. I have something called Get to Goshen. Okay. Haven't talked about it in, let me go see when the last time the father put this. I think it was around the pandemic. We began to build. And I don't have time to go over what all Goshen details. It is really in depth. Okay. This is the place that God told his people to be in when all of these wicked things, famine, plagues, all of these things were happening. God told his people to get to Goshen. Okay. Get to Goshen. There, Goshen means a cultivated place by God. This is where he told his children to get to when he was raining fire and brimstone down on Egypt. Okay. I'll show you real quick because I really need to get out of here. But the last time you see it, 2020. Okay. This is the last time around this time. Or maybe, yeah, it was around this time. Okay. This is what we did. We had a very big solemn assembly. It was all about getting to Goshen, getting to your cultivated place, okay? This lady traveled from, Ohio. Traveled from Ohio to attend Goshen. And I can't move this off the screen so you can see. Apostle Dr. Tawana Worlds said something about Goshen when she said, get there. I really understand where she been. I'm so happy to be in the presence. This was in 2020. This is the last time. Why is my computer doing that? Satan, the Lord rebukes you. See if it'll move now. Okay. 2020, this was when we did Goshen. Very powerful. Okay. Very powerful. Last time I taught it, the father said, teach it. This time, because this is where his people need to be in such a catastrophic hour that we are in. God don't need help taking care of his people if you get in the right position. Okay. And you're going to get access to get in position. If you can't get into the Let's Do Kingdom mentorship, that's cool. Be a part of getting to Goshen so you understand what getting to Goshen all entails. It means preservation. It means provision for you. Okay. It also means, I wanted to pull the scripture up real quick. Okay. This is Exodus 10:23 when the plagues was going on. All of the people that God had told to get to Goshen, they went to Goshen. And while it was pitch black, where he had struck them with a plague of darkness, so that nobody could see anybody else, nobody could move. It was so dark they were afraid. It said they could not even put their hands in front of their faces this close and see, because it was a thick black darkness for 3 days that he put as a plague on the Egyptians. But it says, yet all of the Israelites had light in the place where they lived. What was the place that they lived in? Goshen. While it was dark on the Egyptians, it was light. It said they had light and life in Goshen. Okay. God told them to get to Goshen. Goshen was given to the Israelites by the Pharaoh who ruled in Joseph's time. God had already prepared a place for his people, Israel, through Joseph when he raised his servant to become prime minister of the land. Joseph sent word to his father that he and his household should immediately come to Egypt and dwell there in the land of Goshen. Goshen is a place of security. Goshen is a place, not only when they got there, they grew. Everything multiplied. They cattle, everything they brought to God multiplied, okay? So Goshen is a place of provision. You're going to need it, okay? $97 to take the Goshen course with me. You can do whatever you want to thereafter, but I highly recommend, okay, that you understand the dispensation of time that we are living in and what God is really saying to do so that you can do it. If you ain't got millions and billions and hey, I don't want to get involved with AI and I ain't trying to go buy no land and get some physical assets, okay, God, what must I do for me and my household to be saved? Because what he said, if you do not get to Goshen, you and all of those in your household and everything you have will come to poverty. That's what he said. Okay? He said you will come to poverty if you don't. Hold on. Okay? Here we go right here. So you can see it line upon line, precept upon precept. You don't do what the Most High tell you, you in direct rebellion. It's your own fault. You're going to perish for your lack of knowledge, your lack of participation, okay? Get to Goshen. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and you shall be near to me. He's calling us to him to protect, provide, preserve, to exempt us from judgment, what is happening. You and your children and your children's children, your flocks and your herds, your businesses, everything that you have need to get to Goshen. Goshen is not a physical place anymore. It's a spiritual place. There I will provide for you. Hear what the Lord is saying. There I will provide for you, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty. For there is still 5 years of famine. And behold, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see that it is my mouth that speaks to you. So tell my father of all my glory in Egypt and all that you have seen, you shall hurry and bring my father down here in haste, because you must get to Goshen. That is a place where God will provide for you. I'm going to tell you right now, those that took that mentorship and we took what God said seriously and we did what God said do, we didn't get touched by Divock 19. None of us came down with it. None of us lost any revenue. Our revenue all went up. I remember doing 90,000 in the first year of COVID. It was unbelievable. To walk away from Section 8, food stamps, the post office job, to do $90,000 in a year in the middle of a pandemic was just unbelievable. Okay? Not only me, but all those other stories I told. We all created stories, which takes me to my next and final post. If you want to take this mentorship with me, I will show up to teach you. If you don't want to do Let's Do Kingdom, and hey, you need to know about Goshen. Okay? If you can't get into the mentorship, even though we won't be discussing Goshen in the mentorship, we're going to be talking about Solomon's blueprint for wealth. We're also going to be talking about the Joseph Playbook. Okay? It's boots on the ground. We're going to all go ahead and create something together that will sustain a whole bunch of us. Okay? Nevertheless, Goshen is a powerful, if you would hearken and heed, Goshen is a powerful. When I tell you, no plague came near our home when we just use principles. We can pray for wealth. Prayer don't give us wealth. Principles does. We can pray for financial breakthroughs. That don't work. Principles give us financial breakthroughs. And the principle of Goshen, okay, is going to be a phenomenal. It's life-changing. That's what I'll say. It's $97. I can't see any of the comments, unfortunately, because this big old thing is blocking me. And it's only allowing me to click on it. It's not allowing me to, end it or anything. I don't want to click on that because it might give my computer something that I don't need it to have. This is why I think we keep having those fires. This is how I'll be able to see. Amen. Our children praise the Lord. Yes. Amen. All right. So that's $97. And then it takes me to this final piece here, which is where I just showed you how. Oh, come on. Hold on. Let me see if it's going to let me open it. Wow. This is crazy. Let me go down to media. Trying to be careful not to click on this. Hold on, because I'm going to get straight to it. And by the way, let me show y'all, okay? I didn't even mention the trade line plug, but listen. You can't make this up, okay? We in April of 2025, right? We on 4/7/2025. And in 7 days, just on the trade line, I told y'all to invest $497. Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. You take this off. Arms are open wide. Told y'all to get in on this trade line game. I literally only got 2 more things that I want to present to y'all, okay? We on April 7th. This is April 2025 earnings, okay? 2351. It's looking like another almost 20K, if not 20K month on just helping people get trade lines, boost their credit score significantly in a rapid amount of time. You become the plug. It is the easiest way. This tab is using extra resources to improve. What tab? Performance issue. Why is all these things popping up on here? Man, get out of here. You guys literally, okay? Literally, and I'll show y'all in real time. Why would you need that type of money? Because everything else has gone up except your money. And you need to be in a better position to get assets, okay? As you can see, this is in real time, okay? This is in real time. What you see on the screen and what you see over here on my camera is the same number. That is April. I always come with my own receipts, are my clients' receipts. Nobody else's, okay? You're going to always see mine are my clients. Why is this thing doing this? Let's see. Okay. That was April. This was March. Okay. That was March. Who would not trade $4.97 to make that? Okay. That was February. Okay. When I say this is a $10,000 per month in the digital space, you ain't got to leave your home. That's January. Make that make sense. That's almost $50,000 off of a $500 investment. Really? You wouldn't trade $500 for almost $50,000 in the first 4 months of this year? Listen, trade line go crazy. You want access? I will allow you to get it for $4.97 on this live. Okay? Outside of this live, it's $1,000. I showed at $9.97. I've already showed you your money double back just in the first 7 days of April. But what I just showed you in March, okay? April, show you again. Show y'all over here. That's April. Okay? Slide it over to March. That's March. Why would you ever go clock in and you can do this yourself? That's March. Okay? That's February 2025. Look at the dates. This is live feed. That's February. That's February. This is January. I'm telling y'all, AI and digital assets is making people paper rich in real life. It's making people paper rich in real life. Okay? Okay? No lie. It's making people. You can't go to a job and do that. You just can't. You cannot go to a job and do that in a week. There ain't nobody paycheck like that unless you in politics or something. Okay? But if you choose to sleep or snooze, then that's on you. It's not on me. You have options. Just know that. Let me see if I can minimize or maximize this so I can get to what I was getting to before I got stuck right there. Come on. I'll come back to that. This is really crazy that this thing is just stuck on the side of my computer in real life. Okay. You see that right there? Credit sweep too. Okay. 224 points. Been hawking about this. Oh. I've been hawking about this for over a year. I wasn't trying to click on that. Let me see if I can get back out of that. And it takes me back to where. This is aggravating me now. Hopefully I can get to what I needed to get to. Let me just see if I can get to it this way. See if I can find it down here, because this thing is, it's really tripping. Let me do it this way, because I'm determined. You ain't gonna ever stop me, okay? See if I can click on it and get to it this way real quick. Come on, we almost here. Hold on, y'all. Okay, it should be somewhere up in here. Get ready to go run up that bag in the craft into currency. Oh, wow, y'all. This is terrible. I know what I can do, because you're not going to play with me. And told you I'll never give up. That is an absolute no-no. Let me go up here and just post them all again. How about that? Okay, we almost here. I would have been scrolling for days. My. Where are you? 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 Hold on, I think I'm almost there, okay? But I wanted to show you the power of a story. How I've made $1 million, and we literally only have 2 spots left, with one potentially being taken. It's a first come, first serve, but this is what we were doing. Wow, I know it ain't all the way down here. And I really need to go. Did I pass it? Hold on. I think I did. I think I went all the way past it. If I don't see it in this little batch right here, then I'll show y'all the next time, okay? Because I'm not finna click on that little thing. They're not finna set me up for the okie doke right there. But I have helped over 20 people tell their story, turn their story into a coaching program, into a mentorship, into a mastermind, into a 7-figure event. Every single one of them have gone on. That's evil. I don't like that. When I want to show something, I want to show something. All right. Pioneers, Power Circle, Elect. No, is it in membership? I think it's in. Hold on, I don't think this one is it. We got some good stuff in here. Pioneers, membership. I think it, yeah, here we go. I should be able to pull up the media where y'all can see, okay? His brother is a coach, for sure, okay? It's Coach Marquise. Has his digital products, his mentorship, all of that, high-ticket clients. At that, high-ticket clients. Oops, didn't mean to click that one. My hand touched that one, okay? This is Marquise Trent, Coach Marquise Trent. That's his book, Overstanding, okay? This is also his book, Weapons of Mass Destruction. They are all coaches. He's an authorship coach, okay? She's a makeup coach. Told her story about overcoming narcissism. Has her own program, okay? I went through here and did all of this for y'all, so I didn't have to go all the way through here. Same thing with her, Nikita Delsey, okay? She's a coach, an entrepreneur. She's an author. All of these people, I've helped create their stories and their coaching programs and their 7-figure events, okay? I can go right now to an event where you will see all of them at the event and ended up doing 6 figures, at a 7-figure event, okay? This is Marion, mother who actually lost her child, I think due to some type of maybe pew violence or something like that. A friend was involved. So she's a grief coach. Nikita, she had sickle cell anemia. So now she has her business, Remedy. She's a coach. She's an author. This is her story. This is the other coach, Nikki. She's in fitness. Okay. She has her own book, her own story, her own coaching program. We can go to her page right now. She's getting ready to hold a very big, very, very big conference called Bold and Balanced or something like that. Bold, Balanced, and Beautiful, where she's talking about health. You get your health screening, all of that on demand. We got so many more in here, okay? But there's been a lot of other people that I have helped write their stories. As you can see, their faces here. Kenya, Teresa, Tashia, Shantavia, Tiffany, okay? These all started with an ebook that went to a book, that went to a coaching program, a workshop, that turned into a mentorship, turned into a coaching program, turned into a mastermind, turned into a yearly event. 7 streams of income from one book, okay? I'm looking for 2 more people, potentially 1. I'm going to say 1. Where you want to make $1 million with me. I've also included some other stuff, okay? I've also added some other stuff, such as you're going to come to our very first in-person conference titled I Came To, okay? So you'll be able to share your story. You'll be able to sell your book. You'll be able to get you some clients. We now have added a red carpeted event where we will film your content, your marketing, okay? So you can tell everybody about how great your book is. They can see you visually being celebrated for doing something phenomenal. You get access to the 24-hour book system. Okay? 24 hours you can have your book written. You can actually write 2 bestsellers in 2 days, 48 hours, literally. Okay? You get the whole entire system. You get the mentorship, you get the in-person event, you get the red carpeted event, and you get to collab with me on a book project. Okay? We will be the team. We will take this on tour. That's how we're going to do our $1 million together. Okay? $1 million together. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get you a podcast going. Okay? Whether you want to show your face or not, we're going to get you a podcast going. Podcast is where people are becoming millionaires. We got so many different ways to do $1 million. I'm inviting you into my space, into my what caused me to make my million. Okay? Let me see what my husband wants. Hello? Yeah. Okay. He like, if you don't get your butt in here. I'm coming. I said an hour. It's been an hour and 43, okay? But this is too good to pass by. And this is my last call, okay? I'm not going to beg y'all, none of that. But I feel compelled because I know that somebody is being disobedient. And that's what I love about God. I love that he leaves the 99 to go after the one, especially when he's trying to get something to you. He's trying to get something to you, not take anything from you. And what you have has been given to you by him anyway, okay? But podcasting, getting you ready for interviews, for news stations. We're going to have blog posts. We're going to create you a 6-figure launch first. Your marketing, all of that. We're going to show you how to dominate because we're going to do $1 million together, okay? $1 million together. 2 spots, potentially 1. I'm saying potentially because someone was supposed to, but it's first come, first serve. It's $997 for that mentorship. And the time that we will spend in that mentorship is until you do your first $1 million with me. Meaning that you not only have a coach, but you will have somebody that if I have to get out and host your whole entire event to make you $1 million, you may do 20,000 on the book launch. You may do 45,000 on the book launch. You may do 20,000 on the workshop. You may do 50,000. We're gonna get you to $1 million, and it's $1 million together. Okay, like I said, potentially. I have a sister who's like, look, I'm coming for that. Okay. Actually, I have a brother. Sorry, Torin. I'm so sorry. Who's coming for that spot. I will not open that up no more for no $997. That's for sure. Okay. But $997. And like I said, it's potentially only 1 spot left. I know that Torin, when he says that he's going to do something, he's going to do something. However, it is first come, first serve. I have to be real. Okay, there's no feelings attached to my business. So I have that. And last but never least, I find when we get close, let me see. I got to try to blow y'all up like this big to see the comments. I find when we get close with our Almighty's words and prayers and teaching is so real, which means stay strong in your convictions, don't stray. It feels so close, but how do we know if it's real? Our spirit tell us. I know my spirit do. Okay, my spirit be so alert that literally there ain't no food, but I'm not eating. Your spirit knows it. You begin to lose your appetite. You begin to see the urgency of a situation. You begin to feel the urgency of a situation. You begin to feel the compelling and the pulling and the burden being placed in your spirit, man, to travail, to intercede. That's how I know. That's the best way I could say. That's how you know it's getting close. Okay? It's relentless. You know it's getting close. You start feeling that urgency like, yeah, I got to do something. Okay? Because we've been warned a very long time. But last but never least, I am having it's either going to be a 1 full day or a 2-day workshop where I will show you how to become your own bank and help people get funded. I'm going to tell you right now, 2 skills that you definitely want to have under your belt is credit and funding, for sure. That is an all year season, all around business. People need money every day, including you and I. Straight up. I mean, you don't even have to work an hour to 2 hours a week. You're not trading time for money. You can have this whole thing optimized and automated. So only qualified people that you can get approved for funding. Okay. This is how you get to that big dog bag. I for sure have systems and connections that can get you $250,000 to $1 million in funding. I get you 250,000. 10% of that is mine for getting you the 250,000. That's 25,000 for me just on one client. Also have a system that will just run and get the clients for you. Okay. I'm having either it's going to be a 1 day. I'm trying to decide whether it's going to be 1 day or 2 days, just using wisdom to break it up in like 3 to 4 hours on this day, 3 to 4 hours on that day, or it's just going to be an all day thing. Okay. But you can actually be a part of that and learn how to become your own bank. If you can print your own money, you'll never run out. That's why I really believe that all this debt talk is and recession talk is a hoax. How do you go broke and go in debt if you print money? Make that make sense. You print money, United States, but you're in a deficit. Okay? You got rich off the backs of taxpayers. It's $197 to attend that. You get lifetime access to the replays. You get the connections of the bankers that you need to reach out to, make relationships with, so that you can get your people funded. Okay? You get introduced to a system that's going to pretty much leverage the work for you. Okay? Straight up. It is $197. I'm not taking a lot of people in that because I'm not trying to put a lot of people on. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of people on the trade line. I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of people on the credit suite. I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of people on the funding, especially not the broke. You got to come all the way correct and you got to be ready. Okay? But for some of those who can't afford the mentorships, it's a little bit reduced for you to be able to afford it. I don't care if you got to go sell something out of your closet. Okay? Straight up. So it's $197. With that, is there any questions for me? Anybody want to take me up on any of those opportunities? If you don't, it's fine. You already know I'm not going to beg you. When I tell you I got content locked and loaded and automation ready to go, when I come by here, it's because y'all are my family. I have a connection with y'all. It's not because I have to. I haven't even mentioned anything about, nobody has gotten in the trade line and you already see $2,300. Selling is not an issue, even though I'm not a salesman, especially selling on automation. That's not an issue. Once God showed me how to get money, I can never be unshown how to get money. And I never ever trade my time for it either. He gave me ideas and gifts and talents. I'm just bringing you into my space to be able to figure out how to go get you some too. Because I have the blueprint. I have the pay. The path has been paved for you. I'll show you how to get there with speed. I'll show you how not to step on landmines because I've already stepped on them. I make sure that the process is seamless and smooth for you. Period. Okay? Any questions for me? Anybody joining me on any of those endeavors? Okay. So final call on that. I'm going to wait 30 more seconds because I know sometimes it'll be a delay. But if not, God bless y'all. Instagram, I'm out. You already know the deal and the drill. If that is you, I'm not just waiting on sisters for the book either. The Most High really rebuked me and told me that there are brothers who have stories and they just need to know how to structure and frame it so that they can be very successful, land TED Talks and different things of that sort. So if you are the brother or the sister that has been called, Betty Elizabeth, I'm going to call your name out because I know that you be watching these lives, okay? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's all I'm going to say. You need to come on, okay? By now you should have just been in the mastermind. By now you should have just been in the mastermind. But you overcome by the blood of the Lamb that's already been done and the word of your testimony that you have not told. And I will not let up and I will not relent because God will not relent. So you guys go ahead and hit me in the DM if you want to take that spot or those two spots. Like I said, it's first come, first serve. You guys can see the information that they see over here. So hit me up in the DM and we will go ahead and lock it in and get busy. This week will be a very productive week. Straight up. All right. Love y'all and I will see y'all the next time. Let me see if there's any questions over here. I will send in my payment. I need a 2-payment system. For what, beloved? You need a 2-payment system for what? But I can help my brother if he needs. I can barely see your message, but I can help my brother if he needs help. Help me understand that, okay? Let me know what you're trying to get in for. Come on, you guys, let's lock in. Let's go. It's time to go. Told y'all when I came back, it was all gas, no brakes, okay? I'm never going to beg you. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you to your wealthy place. Please don't be like the Israelites wandering around in the wilderness, around and around in a circle, because you couldn't trust God, because you were still confused about money, thinking everything is a scam or I need to save on to this money for what? Why are you saving it? It wasn't meant to be saved and there ain't going to be no value in saving it whatsoever. Get you something that's going to make you money or whatever currency that you need. I will take what I have now, the little, to make me more any given day. Okay? Because it's going to run out. And all I know, I ain't getting on no universal basic income. I'm cool. The Lord is my provider, not the government. No, thank you. I don't want it. And I'm just making sure that my kids don't need it. I don't need it. My grandchildren don't need it. That's what I've been called to do, to rule. I've been called to rule, not to beg. And that's all that I know, because that's what God said. For most people that get in that system, that's how that beast system going to be snuck up on you, and you're going to be a part of it. One thing that I do know is God says you better not get in that system. I gave you everything that you needed. Everything that you needed has been placed in your lap, placed amongst you, placed within you, and I have given you the power to get wealth. Okay? Just activate it. Walk in it. Trust me. I didn't give you the power to go work a job. I didn't give you a power to be dependent upon Social Security or the government or welfare. I did not give you the power to go get handouts and wait on Section 8 and all of these things that limit your life. I gave you the power to get wealth. I did not give you wealth. I gave you the power to go get it. Okay? I gave you the power to go get it. What is the power? You need to know the blueprint. If the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, then you need to know about the wicked so you can go in there and confiscate. You need to know about their systems. You need to know where they're hiding the riches. in secret places. You need to get dressed. You need to get up and you need to rule. That's what I called you to do. All right? I love y'all. Let me see if you responded back over here for the book. I know I have it in me, but I'm willing to help my brother as well. Who's your brother? You want to get in with the book? Come on, sis. Let's go. I know you one of them. I know you know that you're one of them. Okay? I also know that God ain't gonna tarry with us all the time. Literally, God is saying, I want to give you $1 million, if not multi-million. Everybody can't be trusted with that level. There ain't no way in the world that I would ever, if I go offer this to the world, which I do, y'all probably gonna start seeing your girl in these social media streets, okay? Popping up in other places as a sponsored post. In the world, I charge, and I done showed y'all. My clients, this ain't no cap. My clients pay me $10,000, $5K minimum, $25,000 maximum. I've showed you receipts. When I come by here, it's because God sent me, and He know you have it. He gave it to you. He knows you have it. He knows exactly what we have. He would not have me come here and then say, okay, this is this price point. If you didn't have it, it's just a matter of what you prioritize. But I kid you not, God is trying to give you more than you can ever give Him. The King gives the greater gift. Okay? The King gives the greater gift. What about Roll Tide? Roll Tide, what do you want? What Roll Tide want? Roll Tide want to get in on the book. Is that what you're saying? Let me know as quick as you can. You're so sweet. I love you, sister. I love how you think about everybody. Then you absolutely know that God has called you and saved your life for such a time as this. And He want to give you more so that you can do more to help people. God is the greater giver. Straight up. God is the greater giver. Okay? And may the Lord bless you for that. Okay? 2 rights. All right. Well, I will say this because I'm a giver and ain't nobody going to beat me giving. Okay? But God. But you go ahead and secure your spot, then I will let Roll Tide in 2 for 1. That's something that I will only do with you. Only. Because I love that about your heart. That's something when I go on to my mentorships and my masterminds and people show up in the comment and be like, can somebody sponsor me? I get excited about those moments. Baby, ain't nobody being left behind on my watch. Okay? So that is what I'll say. You go ahead and secure your spot, okay, immediately. Then I'll let your brother in as well. Okay? You ain't even got to share. I'll let him in. And Roll Tide, you ought to thank your sister, our sister, Shawana. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Okay. I'm saying secure your spot if that's what you're gonna do, because somebody else is going to secure them. I already have one literally reserved, just waiting on his payment to clear, but he already won it. So technically I have one spot. Okay. If my cousins on Instagram or my cousins who see this on a replay, secure your spot. If God has called you to do this, then let's go. I'm about to show up and show out in real life. So I said my farewells, good night, goodbye, the workshops and stuff. I'm doing them because God asked me to, okay, to help His people get into position. But the train is moving. He already gave me the green light. It's over with. It's time to roll. We don't have time. We don't have time to be stagnant. We don't have time to be procrastinating. We don't have time. That being said, I love y'all. And let me see if I can to write, sis. Yes, absolutely, you can. I said for you. For you, yes. Let me see if I can actually end this because this stupid thing is over here blocking me. Hold on. All right, I love y'all. Let me see if it's gonna do it.